Hello, hello, hello. Can you all hear me, chat? All right, sweet, sweet, sweet. Let me double check some things with the music. How's it going, random? Day's getting better. You'd love to hear it. I'm so freaking excited. Yo, that's right. There is a lot of people that haven't seen Gauntlet before. Unless they watched, what was that, Sunday's match. But they haven't seen me host Gauntlet before, because of, it's been a couple of months, not gonna lie. Seeing some players wearing some jerseys, and I actually got the cam ready this time. So I'll be wearing the kind of like the test for the playoff jerseys that will also be out, which kind of like it. Only I can zoom out a bit more. They have to order one, which I have certain dates that I release for them. But these jerseys next season, because I'm pretty confident I'm going to do another season, they'll be a lot different for the teams. But there are going to be some things that I've got to put in place for next season to make sure that the multi-month slowdown doesn't happen again. Got to get it running like a smooth, well-oiled machine. Welcome in, Jordan. It's live on YouTube, both YouTube channels, so my personal and Gauntlet's channel. And it's also live on Facebook. I'm gonna have a busy day of editing tomorrow. Or actually, sure, I got a couple of voiceovers and stuff I need to Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Gauntlet Ascension. I'm your favorite underwater host, Sharky, and it has been a while. But oh man, do we got a matchup lined up for you guys today. Currently, we have the Aux Cords 8 and 6, 2 matches away, if I'm doing my bracketology math correctly. 2 matches away from securing their spot in the playoffs. And then of course we have the Millionaires, 10 and 3, gunning for the #1 spot here on the leaderboards to surpass the Grandmasters after the Grandmasters have lost their most recent 2 games. For this matchup, we have quite a few pretty stacked matchups. First, we're gonna have Jordan versus DDT, our Ruby players in the matchup. Then we're gonna follow that up with Dylan versus Scottobozo. Following Dylan versus Scottobozo, we're actually gonna have our captains match, Rob Mason versus Miles. That's one that you're definitely not gonna wanna miss. And to conclude things off, we're gonna have Cole versus Kitten. It's a lot of high octane Tetris prepared for today, and I hope you all are looking forward to it. So, without further ado, wrong mic? Oh, it's not wrong mic. It's because I'm looking at the camera. So, without further ado, we're gonna transfer over to our players as they are getting warmed up here. Gotta fix up DDT's stencil. But players, if you would like same piece sets, since y'all both are on gym, if I'm not mistaken, do let me know. And we can get that put together. Gotta fix so much of this dude's stuff. No SPS? Alright, cool. SPS isn't required until the playoffs. Real quick, DDT, flash your stencil for me. We got it ready from Jordan. If you can hear me, DDT, need to see your stencil. Seems like you're like slightly off. Your stencil. It was pretty noticeably bad. Like everything was just like misaligned. You can turn it on. I can double check right now. Thank you all for being patient. This is actually great because this gives you guys a chance to, settle in. And actually, if you're watching on Twitch, this gives me a chance to set up predictions. Who all out here loves to gamble their channel points that currently have no use in my channel? Yeah, dang, bro. All right, let's get these channel predictions up. You all have 5 minutes to put in your predictions. Is it going to be Jordan? Is it going to be DDT? We will find out. Oh, looks like we're almost there for DDT. stretch it a little bit more to the right. Oh, we're almost there. Honestly. Oh, we almost had it. Bruh, biffed so hard. Like I said, just more opportunity for you to bet your channel points. Can I raise my volume? Yes, I can. No, I'm talking rather quiet at the moment. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, that is pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll just fix the lines and the score. Oh, whoa, hold on. That almost broke everything. What the freak? Oh, yeah, that's right. Studio mode does that, I forgot. Okay, this is fun. All right, when players are ready, we can get this underway. That is actually freaking wild. All right, players are ready. I'm ready. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. The first gauntlet match back after a hot minute. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. It has been a hot moment, ladies and gentlemen. But we are finally back. Gauntlet Ascension is here. On the left-hand side, we have DDT. A little bit of stencil jank still there. Or on the left-hand side, sorry, we have Jordan. And on the right-hand side, we have DDT. DDT playing in his second match this season, but was a part of the original roster of the Millionaires that won the first ever edition of Team's Gauntlet back under the leadership of Andy. And on the left-hand side, we have Jordan joining the Aux Cords and has proven to be quite the asset for the team. Both of these players are relatively equal in terms of PB, and of course, that means that they were eligible to play each other here in the first game. But to get things started so far, it looks like both players are off to a really solid starts. Jordan currently one Tetris lead. DDT kind of forced to do some burning here. Sets up a delayed burn. Going to be looking for an eyepiece, so go right there in column 3. It's going to fit perfectly. Another small misdrop, but an LP's going to be able to go flat. Beautiful flat placements right there. And a Tuck's going to help consolidate the stack, and DDT's ready to score Tetris. Jordan, following that burn, does get the well open. DDT waiting on this long bar. During the regular season, players can opt for non-SPS matches. So in that case, that's what we got right here. Jordan preferring not to go with same piece sets. So, see what can happen. As of right now here, the first 40 lines or so, a couple more burns actually going to be forced over here on Jordan's side. And I love the flat placements on the eyepiece, not intentionally creating any too deep dependency. And Tetris will be scored for Jordan, so 48 lines in, roughly speaking. 175,000 for Jordan, 142 for DDT. So DDT trailing just by around a Tetris and a half in terms of real time, and potentially 2.5 Tetrises in terms of pace. However, Jordan getting a little bit spicy here. Gonna take a safety triple in the T-piece, hits the T-spin, able to get the burn, and a Tetris will be scored. DDT now actually set up for a column 8. Putting out for the long bar. Gonna go for a flat double. Hangs the O piece over to the left-hand side. Is just gonna bring the stack down to try and address it in some sort of fashion. It's just another opportunity for Jordan to extend the lead. I like the burns that DDT's trying to go for here. A J piece would be perfect. The J piece came not soon enough. Nice adjustment on the T. Another Tetris for Jordan. And just like that, DDT is going to score a Tetris as well. A little bit over the halfway mark here for both of these players. We got 225 for DDT and 278 for Jordan. Ooh, the 5 below adjustment over there for DDT. Expertly done as Jordan finds another Tetris. Level 18 has been in Jordan's favor so far, but it looks like DDT finally starting to try and string some things together. Doing his best to avoid creating a too deep dependency. And unfortunately, the pieces that followed kind of led to an awkward formation that's going to force him to do more burns. More burns just means more of an opportunity for Jordan to extend the lead. And he's going to do so with that Tetris right there. 327 and now 254. As it stands right now, Jordan having to do a small amount of burning. Not going to commit to the dirty Tetris. And normally this would be... Oh, actually, that's going to be perfect. The well is open for DDT. Jordan still spending some time. DDT can find a long bar here. Does find one. Knocks down a Tetris. So not trailing by 100,000 points yet. And of course, level 19 is on its way. Got a little bit of pushdown from DDT as well. It's a small adjustment trying to avoid creating the long bar dependency. Does get an L piece. Just going to burn out that triple. Still looking for a J or an I. Oh, this is the adjustment potentially on that O piece. Looks like he should be fine. He's going to go and burn out the single. Not going to try and set up for a column 9. Beautiful delay burn on Jordan's part. However, the pieces aren't necessarily the most cooperative, and that might be a misspin over there for Jordan. Goes for the aggressive tuck. Well, I mean, not necessarily aggressive tuck, but goes for a tuck in general with the J piece there. This close to transition, Jordan's going to be spending some time burning, which means DDT has a chance to close the gap significantly. There's another Tetris for DDT. One more available to him before transition. Couple of tough pieces. A J piece would be perfect. A J or an I. Gets an L piece instead, but 2 L's, and that's going to mean that DDT is going to transition 390,000. Jordan, on the other hand, will transition 443,000 with a board that definitely needs some buffing out. However, it looks like Jordan, beautiful vertical J placement right there. Still trying to find ways to bring the stack down. Needs to get access to that hole in column 2. There's a Tetris for DDT, now only down by 2,000 points as he try to get set up for another. But Jordan, he needs to find a piece to get over to the left-hand side. DDT's about to overtake his score. Jordan's going for some flat burns. And he's going to go for the flat L placement. There is still a chance for him to stay alive, but he needs the right pieces. And just like that, Jordan's going to top out at 451. DDT, you need 452. Gets the I piece over, clutches out the Tetris, and takes game number 1. Definitely a tough position over there for Jordan going into level 19, and that left side was just so difficult to downstack out of. However, DDT did get into a scary position at that very end. If he would have hung the long bar, he would have been 2,000 points away from completing the chase down. But both players are already rearing to go here for game number 2. So let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Yo, perfectly timed start over there for DDT as well. Man, feels good to be back. Rocky Road, thank you so much for the follow. But definitely a pretty close game here, or it was a pretty close game in the previous one. Well, more so it got close to the end. Jordan was able to build up a 100,000 point lead at some point, just due to sheer better efficiency. But that one dig really set him back and got him into a position where it was very difficult to survive on the higher speeds. Nice little adjustment for the T-spin setup over there for DDT. Was able to execute it as well. It looks like this game we're a lot more even too. What player's gonna be able to find a Tetris? So 77,000 to 76,000, our first 20 lines in. Of course, this is DDT's second match this season. Jordan has been playing for a couple of matches so far. And with it being DDT's second match, he's definitely looking to even out his record. Currently, he's 0-1. Jordan is 1-1. So both players not having a lot of play so far this season as we winding down to our final matches before the playoffs. And DDT with an early top out. They're at 122, so Jordan's going to tie up the set 1-1. I was looking at stats, but it looks like it's going to have to wait. We got it ready from both players. DDT's just going to shake it off as we go ahead and get started here for game number 3. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So, a little bit of a gift over there to Jordan after having quite the advantage in game 1 leading to the transition, and DDT being able to successfully chase it down in real time to just simply surviving longer than DDT in that one. And DDT goes for the adjustment, surprisingly decided not to put the O-piece there. He's going to go for the S-spin instead. A couple of skims. But it looks like he's going to be just fine. Jordan starting to get up a little bit high. The left is uncomfortable as well. And, ooh, a scary adjustment last second. Able to hit the quick tap. And, whoa! What a maneuver over there from that J-piece. It's going to bring the board down into a more manageable position, or maybe survivable is the right word to use, because that is definitely what Jordan's being forced to do at this moment. And also, DDT looking to survive. Going to be looking for an I-piece to go right there in column 4. Oh, this is mad scary. A dirty Tetris is set up, and a dirty Tetris is found. Followed up by a regular Tetris. Both players are going to live, as DDT currently has the lead at 122. Jordan at 103. Kind of like a big hold your breath moment over there for both players. Especially with DDT not really forced to kind of go for that dirty Tetris. The pieces, the way that they were falling, just kind of led him in that direction. But now that both players have gotten their boards into a more workable position, we should be able to find some stable and sustained scoring. However, one thing that is going to be sustained is going to be this T-spin dependency over here on DDT's stack. He's going to be holding out for this T-piece, and it's not going to come, so he has to burn out of it. There's now an L-piece dependency, and DDT's actually not going to go for the skim. He's going to try and burn it out immediately. This gives Jordan the prime opportunity he was looking for to potentially chase down the lead. As one Tetris, and now he's one Tetris behind. It's going to be set up for another one. It is now long bar dependent in column 3. So the question is, does he take the... No, he's going to cover it up. And actually, that's a really smart way to play that. Should another J-piece had come, he would have been able to get out of that incredibly efficiently. However, DDT's still going to maintain the lead here, 227 to 204. Just a little bit over halfway through. DDT, the tapper of the two, and Jordan, if I'm not mistaken, is playing DAS. So when it comes to 19, DDT, and 19 and 29, unless you're Andy, DDT will have the advantage on those speeds. And DDT missing the opportunity for the S-flat there. That's actually going to cost him a couple of burn lines, but that triple is going to be just what he was looking for. Tetris ready as Jordan knocks down a Tetris, and a bit of an awkward formation for Jordan. There's actually not a lot of clean solutions for that. So Jordan's going to be forced to do some burning. The double rotation on that L piece is going to help alleviate some of that pressure. Oh, doesn't adjust. It's not going to be eyepiece dependent. And there's moments like these where you're in a survivable position, but it's costing you a tons of burn lines. Your opponent is able to build up a lead, and that's exactly what DDT has done. 327 for DDT, 244 for Jordan. That's a 100,000 point lead for DDT as both players are closing in on the last third here of the pre-transition. Jordan now back in the scoring position. DDT going to continue to keep the pressure on him. A little small delay burns. DDT, he knows he has the lead, so he doesn't have to necessarily push the efficiency a lot, especially as we close on transition. These last 30 lines can be some of the deadliest if you're not careful. Especially this game is not necessarily known for being kind when you're closing in on the transition. These players did opt for non-same piece sets, so it is possible that one player can experience some trouble or some complications. But as of right now, it looks like things are very stable. It's going to be another Tetris for Jordan. Follows up with another one. 408 now for Jordan. It's closed the gap to only just 2 Tetrises. DDT kind of being forced to burn here. J-Piece dependent now. It's just going to have to commit to the burn. J-Piece does allow the well to be open, but this is exactly what I was talking about. The game known for being quite brutal sometimes towards the transition. Long bar comes when the well is covered, but another one comes allowing DDT to score a Tetris. Jordan with 2 Tetrises on the table with perfect play. DDT with 1, which means we can see ourselves, these players, being evenly matched going into the transition. DDT transitions at 483. Jordan, on the other hand, knocks down a Tetris and transitions at 479. DDT goes for the S-flat. Uses that T-piece to immediately open the well. Doesn't get the tap all the way over to the left. And now DDT's in danger. Nice. But that left side, nothing that DDT can do. He's able to get some taps over here. Maybe another L piece if it comes. He might still be able to stay alive. He's looking for this L piece. He wants this L piece. He needs it. L piece not found. DDT tops it at 489. Jordan at 494 is good for game number 2. Or not game number 2. His second win, but game number 3. Alright. Looks like we do have a ready. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. After taking the first game, DDT now finds himself down 2-1. And already things are looking a little bit shaky over here. Not the opener he's looking for, but that's going to burn out just fine. 3 burn lines is not a big deal, especially considering that Jordan isn't playing perfect at the moment. He's going to have to take a burn or use a J-piece for a tuck. Really tough pieces over here for DDT. Had to do a lot of sacrificing there in order to get that Tetris. And now is going to have to pay the price. Seeing what he's trying to do here. Does he go for a aggressive setup or does he just try and find a way to burn out? Does get that eyepiece so he can go for row 2. Or he can burn out. He's going to take the safer option and burn out. This does mean that Jordan will have anywhere from a 1 to 2 Tetris lead. Tetris will be scored. As Jordan now actually experiencing some complications. And DDT flabbergasted by that misdrop. You can see the visible recoil, the just shock. But he's able to recover. And with that, he's able to take the lead. Jordan really experiencing some tough pieces, and this is a kind of moment DDT can utilize. We saw that DDT would have had quite the lead going into level 19 in the previous game, but experienced significant rough pieces. Rough in the sense that he was unable to find any Tetris to score with them. Jordan still trying to find a way to navigate down. An I piece would be great here, or a J piece. Either or would work. The Z piece is going to help burn down 2 lines, followed up by another I piece for another 2-line burn. And looks like things are going to be fine for both of our players. DDT, throughout all of that, was only able to build up a 2 Tetris lead. If anything, it might be a 1 Tetris lead. Nice 5-below adjustment over there from Jordan. The Tetris will be scored for both players, so it looks like we found ourselves in a pretty stable position. And the pressure is on. DDT looking to win this game to at least force a decider. And of course, Jordan looking to win this first game and give the Aux Cords the advantage here in the beginning. $254 now for DDT, $224 for Jordan, and Jordan with a quite concerning board state. That IP, wow, perfect timing. Just like that, everything is fixed up. A lot of burns were forced, but the most important thing is Jordan is alive and the board is pristine. A Tetris will be scored. Oh, what an adjustment over there by Jordan as well. Phenomenal placements. Tetris will be scored over there from Jordan, 277 to now 326. As DDT is in the lead by around 2.5 Tetrises, make that 1 Tetris. Following that Tetris over there by Jordan. As Jordan gets ready, DDT looking for a piece to go for a burn. Gonna go for the skim. Would like to not see another J piece. As both players knock down Tetris, 350 and now 323. We got ourselves quite the competitive game here in game number 4. An O-Spire in the center could get dangerous. Oh, beautiful delay burn found over there from DDT. Needs another J or an I piece. I piece is best case scenario. Doesn't go for the... Oh, DDT is set up for a dirty Tetris, and he finds it! Knocking down a Tetris, going back into the lead. However, Jordan is hot on his tails. He's down by 1,000 points. We got ourselves a competitive match. Beautiful flat burns over there from DDT. Tetris is found for both players, so it's 403 to 403. We are separated by a single and push down points. Nice spin over there for DDT. Follows up with a triple. And there it is. DDT will transition at 434. Jordan with 1 Tetris remaining. Unless he gets 2 eye pieces, he's not going to be able to find it, so he's going to oh, wait, there's 1 eye piece. And Jordan's actually going to transition in the lead at 450. But DDT was able to find a Tetris, but so does Jordan. 474 to now 459. DDT uncovers up the well, looking for a long bar, goes for a safety double. Nice burns over here being executed by DDT as he's waiting for this long bar. Another Tetris for Jordan, goes up to 499. And DDT finds his own, goes up to 492. Jordan, on the other hand, having to do some burns. And the stack is not looking the best over here for DDT, but he's getting great pieces to help fill in the center. Just needs one more piece to open up the well. The well is now open for DDT, and he finds that Tetris goes back into the lead. Jordan goes for a flat T-burn. Allows him to get Tetris ready, and that J piece is going to fill in that dependency. Now DDT's experiencing some complications. Jordan looking to score, but he can't find the pieces that he's looking for. That J piece reopens up the well. DDT is back in the scoring position. Just needs to get Tetris ready now. Looking for a L piece. Doesn't find it, so goes for the triple. He knows what the board state is like if he were to decide to pursue that. And a couple of misdrops from Jordan, putting him into a dangerous position. He's going to bring the stack down, but now this is an opportunity for DDT. If he can find the long bar nowhere to be found over here for this man. Goes for a skim. Tetris ready once again. Where's the long bar? We're talking about a multi-level drought. There it is. Tetris over there for DDT. And a single to bring the well back over to the right-hand side. Jordan has reestablished control over his board, and he knocks down a Tetris as well. 601 to now 582. Both players are on level 23. DDT one line away from going to level 24. Both players almost Tetris ready. DDT gets the eyepiece over. And now has to set up a delay burn. Oh, that is the long bar dependency over there on the left-hand side. DDT has to hit this 5-tap. He has to hit it. Okay, nice. Going for some smart burns. Beautifully executed. DDT currently with a 50,000 point lead. However, these pieces are not the most cooperative. Jordan knocks down a Tetris, closing it down to now just under a 1 Tetris lead for DDT. Beautiful survival. Nice flat burns. Well is open. Does he get rewarded for his efforts? Does he find that long bar? He's waiting for it. Another drought ensues. The well is now covered once again. DDT back and down, stacking well, goes for the flat bar burn. Trying to open up the well. Beautiful adjustment into a Tetris over there for DDT. 686 to now 667. Jordan behind in lines with the pace advantage, but another Tetris for DDT as Jordan having to take some burns. Game 4 is intense. We are closing in on level 29. Jordan still trying to find some burns. DDT not able to get pieces all the way over, and now he's back into a dangerous situation. Needs to get some piece over to the left. D-piece finds this mark, and he can't quite get that over, but hold on, there's a chance, and he hangs! DDT tops out at 725. Jordan needs 726. DDT was fighting for his life majority of that game. Jordan, 2 Tetrises will be good enough. He sets up the burn. Waiting patiently for this long bar. Takes another triple. No longer Tetris ready. Burning again. 1 Tetris is good enough at this point. And that Tetris is going to do it. Jordan takes the game. 3-1. What a nail-biter game 4. And with that, the Aux Cords now lead the match 1-0. But it is far from over. We still got 3 more matches to play and a potential sudden death where if it happens, the captains will not be playing in sudden death. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back with our next game featuring Scotto Bozo and Dylan. Dude, man, I miss commentating Gauntlet so much, man. Holy freaking cow. That was exciting. both players loaded up? Well, not yet. I have, where Scotto would be streaming. But for those of you that, this is your first time seeing Gauntlet live, or it's been the first time in a while, how you guys feeling about it? Most of the time, at least when I'm commentating Gauntlet, it's solo commentary. Definitely, I missed Gauntlet. I gotta see what matchup I want to commentate on Thursday. So it looks like we do have at least one matchup. Dylan is live. We're waiting on Scotto Bozo. I think what happens if I like this? Oh, I forgot I had the light on freaking 100%. Normally keep it at like 40. While we wait on Scotto Bozo, let me give him a refresh real quick. Webcam mic? That really should not be the case though. Is it actually webcam mic? Or is it more so the way that I'm talking into the mic? Because unless I'm like talking into the mic like this, because I have it currently in the Blue Yeti mic in cardioid mode, so it's like directional. There's a lot of noise. The gain is high. Hold on a second. There it is. Okay, I know what the issue was. Thank you. Now we should be fine. There was a duplicate. Okay, so it was taking the audio from my camera, even though on the scene I don't have it on my camera. Okay. Well, frick. Okay, there we go. All right, let's give Scotto's stream a refresh. Yeah, it looks like he's live, so we're gonna check out our players as they're warming up. Players, if you want same piece sets, let me know right now and I'll generate you all a seed. Okay, Scotto's down for SPS. Dylan, how do you feel? If you're warmed up, Dylan, I think your capture is frozen. There we go. Now I gotta fix some stuff because DDT's jank stencil messed things up a little bit. All right. Scottobozo has said he's fine with SPS. Dylan, if you're fine with SPS as well, let me know. And then we'll be good to go. I'll generate y'all a scene when y'all are ready. We'll get this match counted down. All right. Hello. Your seed is 85 to Epsilon for Falco. That's 85 to Epsilon for Falco. We have our ready from Scottobozo. And we have our ready from Dylan. Let's go and get them counted down. Match number 2 here with the Aux Cords versus Millionaires in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Aux Cords currently leading 1-0. So there is no chance of a mercy rule happening against them. They could be the ones to deliver a mercy rule. And right now, it is up to Dylan to help put a stop to that. Of course, if Scottobozo is able to win this game, at the bare minimum, a sudden death can be forced between the Aux Cords and the Millionaires. The mercy rule is whenever a team wins 3 matches in a row. All matches do get played out here in Gauntlet, but after a team wins 3 matches in a row, then it is impossible for the other team to be able to win. But to start things off, Dylan able to play the opener a lot better. Scottobozo had a slight misdrop. Although he has recovered since then. The advantage is going to be in Dylan's favor here, at least for the first 40 lines or so. Welcome in the J3 on YouTube. You're just in time to see the first match between, or the first game rather, between Scottobozo and Dylan, the second match of the team match between the Aux Cords and the Millionaires. Hope you're doing well. Start things off, a beautiful triple is actually going to be forced on both players going into this kind of like 40 line mark. Nice J-spins over there from Scottobozo. What a way to mitigate the drought, especially receiving those J pieces at such an uncomfortable time. Very clever. A nice adjustment over there from Dylan as well. 228 to now 147, just around the 50 line mark. And 2 tucks are going to allow Scotto to find the Tetris there too. Really creative play on display. However, that one misdrop at the beginning of the game is the entire reason why Scotto is down by 3 Tetrises in terms of points, potentially 4 in terms of pace. Now both these players having to go through a drought here. Tetris going to be scored over there for Scotto. And one for Dylan as well. So around halfway mark, Dylan looking to be on track for around a 550, maybe even a 570. It's possible to increase that efficiency a bit more if he's able to find 3 Tetrises here and maintain just a incredibly high Tetris rate. But as it stands right now, Dylan will be having the advantage, being forced to take a couple of burn lines, so Scotto has closed the gap, actually by quite the margin here. It's another Tetris for Scotto, who takes the lead real time. As Dylan is waiting for the next long bar, sets up a beautiful delay burn with that J piece, and decides to take a triple. Still Tetris ready. Nice skim. And couldn't use the long bar for a Tetris. Scotto is going to be able to actually take the lead. Or solidify the lead, rather. There it is, Tetris finally for Dylan. 340 now 354. Scotto with a bunch of nice burns, actually. OP is going to fit perfectly right there. Dylan. Ooh, actually, I like that approach with the T-piece. Needs an I-piece, does find it. Now, an L or a J will allow him to open up the well. And finds neither. Trying to avoid going for anything too aggressive. Scotto's just being able to inflate this lead. There's another Tetris being added to Scotto's score. Dylan waiting for the next long bar. It's just not falling. There's a long bar, but a long bar dependency is now established. Oh, those pieces are actually going to be quite beneficial to Dylan's situation. But this parity is just unkind. There it is. This hole is now open up for Dylan. It looks like he should be fine going into the transition. But Scotto, with almost a 100,000 point lead, was able to really take advantage. And Scotto actually decides to get set up for this Tetris. One Tetris remains for both players, and it looks like... Ooh, Dylan. Not going to be able to find it. Will be set up for a Tetris following this triple, though. And there it is, a 399 transition. Tetris is immediately upon transitioning. Scotto knocks down goes into transition with a 489. Neither players with board states that are ready to score. However, Dylan could actually go for a left wheel here. Dylan is set up for the left wheel Tetris, waiting on the next long bar. Finds it, and a Tetris will be scored. Scotto setting up for the column 9. And if he does get this column 9, it will be a perfect wheel transfer. And he does, in fact, find it. 522 now for Scotto. 456 for Dylan. The well is now open. Dylan takes a safety triple. And the Tetris will be scored. Scotto in a bit of a dangerous position. And able to just barely get the long bar over. And he's going to already swap to rolling. Scotto has been using dash for the majority of this game. And now swapping to rolling to ensure just a little bit of extra survival. Maybe that getting that long bar over was a little bit too close to comfort. And that's exactly what this game is now starting to get, because Dylan has closed the gap. He's down by a Tetris as Scotto is still burning. Dylan opens up the well. Tetris ready. Scotto has the well open, but not quite Tetris ready. In fact, comes it back up. Dylan following a triple into a Tetris. There it is. Several misdrops in a row over here from Scotto Bozo. And good thing he's already swapped to rolling, so there is a chance for him to survive this, but Dylan with the advantage. Nice, Scotto able to get the piece all the way over to the right, get pieces all the way over to the left. A double is found, and he needs to do a couple more burns to open up that hole. That eyepiece does find his mark, burns a single. Now looking for one more eyepiece to satisfy that dependency. Doesn't quite find it, so goes for an alternative solution. Now needs an L piece or an eyepiece. Finds that eyepiece, now finds an L piece. Scotto, amazing down stacking effort. Showcasing what switching to rolling mid-game following having played Das can do. But now Dylan has increased the lead to over 100,000 points. Now Scotto back into a dangerous situation. That left side needs to be accessed. Dylan goes for the spin. He's also in some trouble. Does open up the well, would love an eyepiece to bring the stack down by 4 lines to help increase his survivability. Gets an eyepiece over, knocks out a Tetris. Dylan goes up to 739 as Scotto is still trying to fight for his life here. Tremendous down stacking from both players. Dylan is playing up high, goes for a skim single. He has the lead. He has the cleaner board. The well is now open. Scotto back, almost back into scoring position. The well is open for Scotto. Does he get that long bar? Does he find a Tetris? Yes, he does. Simul Tetris for both players. 648 for Scotto Bozo, 813 for Dylan, taking full advantage of that dig that Scotto had to survive. However, Scotto is now back in scoring position. Dylan is now the one that's in trouble. He needs to get an I piece over to the left. Actually, that J piece is going to be perfect. That's going to burn out a triple. Goes for a double flip. Nicely done. Scotto back in trouble. Dylan trying to get the well open. Scotto holding out for the long bar. This is the Hail Mary. Can he find it? Can't get it over. Scotto's going to tough it at 684. Dylan at 833 is good for game number 1. Oh, bro, I never cleared out the Millionaires thing. Oops. What a game. What a survival from Scotto as well. Oh my gosh, bro. Long bars on their way to column 9, dude. Nice, the Tetris. Dylan stat padding at this point. There it is. All right, players, increment the first 2 seeds. And then when you are ready, we can get set for game number 2. Had to think there for a second. We do have it ready from Scotto. Just need to increment and a ready from Dylan. But what a game. And just crazy survival on both players' parts. All right, so Dylan, whenever you're ready. Oh, there it is. A bit of capture card issues. And this is why it's a good thing we're not using Nestor's Champs or the now defunct Max Out Club. Both players are ready. Let's go ahead and get them counted down for game number 2. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. No, it should be 0-1. I forgot to, it should be 0-1. That was the first game that they played in the set. I just forgot to clear the Millionaires points. Game 2 is now underway between these two. An incredible game 1 was played. Dylan, of course, able to survive not only some rough situation of his own, but take advantage of a crazy situation that Scotto had to live through, and was able to build up a 100,000 point lead. Looks like these pieces aren't the most friendly for Dylan. Just find a way to burn it out, and you know, it's fine not being perfect. These pieces, ooh, actually, the very committal placement on the S piece there. So Dylan knows he's going to commit burns, and so is going to decide to kind of set up a little bit of a safety net. This does allow Scotto to build up an early lead. Only by maybe 2 to 3 Tetrises. And Dylan's going to take it safe. He has already won the first game. So there's a little bit more pressure on Scotto in order to take this game. I really like the kind of delayed burns that Dylan is trying to set up here. If an L or an I piece comes, it's going to help out a lot. The Z piece was definitely not wanted. And Dylan's just going to burn all the way down. So going to be trailing by 100,000 points here in the opening 40-ish lines. But as far as things go this game, it looks like both players are back into a stable position. Scotto Bozo looking for a J piece here. $207 now for Dylan, $289 for Scotto. So Scotto really having a strong opening half of the pre-transition. Dylan was kind of just stuck in a lot of weird burn cycles. But at the same time, we saw what happened with Dylan in the last game. Beautiful OT burn right there. And Scotto actually now in a burn of his own. Wait, we might see the grip switch. This can get dangerous. That's not going to burn anything. Scotto finds one line of respite. This is Dylan's perfect opportunity. He is long bar dependent though. Does find that long bar. Goes for a skim. Now J piece dependent in order to get the well open. So both players having to do some burning here. But Dylan gets the well open first. Scotto's going to survive perfectly fine. And there it is. Tetris for Scotto. There's going to be a Tetris for Dylan. And Dylan should be able to find this next one as well. There it is. 329 to now 352. 100,000 point lead has now been rescinded to just 30,000. As both our players are stacking. Nice S-spin over there for Scotto. Missing that would have been fatal. And you just see that with a lot of players. You're closing in on the level 19 transition. Last 30 lines of 18. Dylan's going to find a Tetris. Still going to be trailing by around 2.5 Tetrises. Was able to close the gap by a pretty considerable margin following that dig from Scotto, but also Dylan found himself having to do some burn lines as well. So maybe if he didn't find himself in that situation, the score line might have been a lot closer. However, 4 Tetrises remain for Dylan here on level 18. 3 Tetrises remain for Scotto. This Tetris going to be scored for Dylan. Scotto! Whoa, a little shaky here. Definitely not the board you're wanting to go into the 19 with, especially with only 6 lines remaining. This is not a board that can be cleaned up in 6 lines. Dylan has already matched Scotto's score, and following this Tetris will surpass it. Scotto transitions at 480. Dylan with 1 more to go. Dylan will transition at 519. Gets the eyepiece all the way over to the left, and I mean, hey, talk about building out your left. That's a pretty well built out left over there for Dylan as Scotto finds the well open, knocks down a Tetris. 512 to now 522. Dylan knocks down another Tetris, going to be holding on to a lead as Scotto is trying to get the board back down to the bottom. An eyepiece is needed and found, goes right there in column 3. Dylan opens up the well. Another Tetris will be scored over there for Dylan. Goes up to 576. Scotto is the T-piece over, still using Das. We saw him swap to rolling after narrowly having a top-out moment if he would have hung the bar using Das. Now things are starting to get complicated. The board is not in an ideal spot. That left side is a danger. And now Scotto's looking for a good spot to swap to rolling. Makes an initial misdrop, and he can't swap fast enough. Scotto tops out at 546. Dylan is good for game number 2. This could be the turning point in the match, or this can be where Dylan shuts it all down. Let's go ahead and get them counted down to game number 3. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So we have a JTT and JTST. So both players are, in fact, on the same seed. Scotto, just unfortunate situation. Kind of that same level 21 that we saw in game 1, where things started to get a little bit hairy. But after a risky grip switch, having an initial misdrop of 1 piece, and unable to get pieces where they needed to go following said misdrop, we now find ourselves in a position where Dylan is able to get things tied up. Coming up next will be the match between Miles and Rawmations. Whether that happens after this game or after the next 2 to 3 games. That's up for Scotto to kind of determine. But what's being determined right now is both players up to a pretty good start. And oh, Scotto unable to utilize the eyepiece for Tetris. As a matter of fact, these S's are really annoying to deal with. There's this early grip switch over here for Scotto. He knows the situation that he's in. Gonna survive. The well is now open. And it looks like we are running into a drop for a 7th long bar. Tetris is found. Scotto's gonna relax, go back to Das. But a hang on the left side was evident following that T-piece. Sorry, I kind of couldn't find the word I was looking for. Or at least the word that I wanted to use. Speaking about things wanting to be used, Dylan would love to get... Oh, wait, hold on. That could actually work. That could be incredibly efficient. That's going to work. And a J-piece will help be the... Ooh, no J-piece, though. Both players not in a scoring position. So definitely the seed is a bit more on the harsher side. It's hard to find the right pieces to navigate through. Dylan's going to get the well open as Scotto knocks down a Tetris. Well is now open for Dylan, and Dylan finds the Tetris and is set up for another. 201 now for Dylan, 166 for Scotto. Oh wait, bro, I forgot to pay out the prediction. Dang, whoever bet on Jordan made a ton of channel points. But speaking about, well, I don't got a good segue for that, but we do need to focus on the board. There is a long bar dependency over here for Dylan. J-piece is going to help bring the stack down by a couple order of magnitudes. The left side is still going to be a concern. Oh, those eyepieces are greatly timed. We actually almost had a tie moment there. But Scotto is going to be the one that's going to be taking the lead. And just like that, Dylan's going to survive. Hey, Jaya, how's it going? Finally back to commentating Tetris on my channel, so to speak. It's exciting. Speaking about exciting, this is an incredibly close game, 229 to 230. And Dylan still trying to find a way to get back in a consistent scoring position. Scotto committed to this column 6. Or not column 6, column 7. Oh, wait, that's a scary position over there for Scotto. Does find one long bar. Now Dylan needs to find that same fills in the long bar dependency. Man, this sequence has been very tough for both players to navigate through. The well is open. Dylan scores not one, but 2 Tetrises, and Scotto's going to fire back in the same. Well, not quite the same. 281 to now 285. Both players are in that neck-and-neck territory. As Dylan not going to be able to score Tetris with this, but is going to help bring the stack down. Scotto opting to bring this down all the way to the bottom. There's not too many ways to try and deal with this situation. And of course, there is level 19. We do have a faster speed that these players are going to have to play on. Scotto Bozo in the lead currently, and he needs to take this game to extend the set. There it is, Tetris for Dylan. Scotto Bozo going to get set up in column 8 now. Finds a Tetris, and looks like he's just going to burn this all the way out. So 335 to now 338. Incredibly close game here. And that's what you like to see. Game 3 is going to determine whether the Millionaires tie up the match 1-1, where Scotto Bozo can keep the set alive. 2 Tetrises remain for Dylan before the transition. 3 for Scotto. There's 1 for Dylan. There's 1 for Scotto. We were almost tied there for a moment. Scotto, Tetris ready. Dylan transitions at 412. Scotto transitions at 411. You couldn't ask for a closer game here in game number 3. Both players with a clean board. Only 37 bars at transition. There it is, another Tetris for Dylan and a Tetris for Scotto. But Scotto with a misdrop, and he's going to swap to rolling immediately upon reaching transition. Dylan not able to use any of those long bars for Tetrises, so Scotto able to take a lead. Things are now starting to get complicated for Dylan. He's going to have to do some insane down stacking. Eyepiece finds this mark over there on the right-hand side. Oh no! That hang for Dylan. He needs the eyepiece and he needs it now. Oh my gosh, he gets the piece over to the left. The well is open and Dylan knocks down a Tetris. Wow! What a clutch maneuver over there from Dylan. And he's about to be Tetris ready as well. That is insane. Absolutely ludicrous. Scotto with only a 10,000 point lead. Make that around 20,000. As both players now waiting on this long bar. Dylan finds it, knocks out a Tetris, 512. And Scotto knocks out a Tetris, goes up to 529. Truly phenomenal. Another hang over there for Dylan. However, the board is a lot lower than it was last time, but the pieces are nowhere near as cooperative. Dylan gets the eyepiece all the way over to the left. Burns a triple into a Tetris, 552 to now 586. Scotto was able to take advantage of Dylan's plight, and he's going to knock down another Tetris. Dylan now Tetris ready. Waiting for the next long bar, does find it, goes up to 580, trailing by 1 Tetris at this point. So still, by all means, a close game. It's just that Scotto was able to take advantage, find the lead. No adjustment over there for Dylan, gonna go for a flat burn. He is Tetris ready as Scotto knocks down a Tetris, 650 now for Scotto. Another Tetris for Dylan, goes up to 615. Scotto opting to fill in the long bar dependency and finds another eyepiece just in time. But these pieces are problematic for Dylan. We did see what Dylan was able to accomplish on 29 in game 1. The game where he was able to win by over a 100,000 point margin. But what's important right now is to avoid falling behind by 100,000 points. This is a very dangerous board state for Dylan. Would love to get a J piece or an I piece. Either or would work. Finds the J piece and the I piece. Great combination of burns over there for Dylan. He's going to keep hope alive. That left side is still a massive concern. These 5 taps are immaculate over here for Dylan. He's able to survive, but the thing is, Scotto is just racking up the points. Oh, that's perfect. That's going to be a triple, going to be burned over there for Dylan. Dylan, oh my gosh, the aggression. Dirty Tetris over there for Dylan. 680 or 691 to now 793. Scotto hits the 5 tap, very crucial. Knocks down a Tetris. This is going to come down to 29 play for Dylan. He's not able to complete the chase down, or an active chase down here on level 28. Dylan would love an eyepiece. These players have received less than 70 long bars this game. There it is. Dylan goes to level 29. He needs an eyepiece to try and keep the board alive. Oh no. Dylan's going to top it at 742. Scotto keeps hope alive in a pivotal game 3. Taking the match to now 2-1 in Dylan's favor. Not even 70 bars at kill screen. Truly a droughty seed. We do have it ready from Dylan. He's already incremented the seeds. And now we have a ready from both players. Let's get game number 3 counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Great survival on Dylan's part. However, Scotto is just able to really take advantage, build up a lead that Dylan was going to be forced to play 29, very aggressive. And in that particular game, players received less than 70 bars going into the level 29 transition. Hell, even transitioning to level 19, they only had 37 Tetris or 37 eyepieces, not 37 Tetrises. Otherwise, their scores would be a lot higher. However, that's game number 3 that's already been written in the books of this match. We're going to turn the page into the next chapter, which is game number 4. And already to start off, a couple of burns kind of being forced on both players' sides. And ooh, Dylan went for the S flat as soon as the eyepiece came, and it does appear that we are looking at another drought here. And these pieces are a little bit difficult to manage. Dylan is finding a way to make the best of them. Knocks down the Tetris, so 101 to now 106. Another Tetris for Dylan is going to bring him into the lead. Of course, this is the opener, so definitely nothing crazy at the moment. But while these players are getting stacked here, we're going to look at some of their stats, because that's one thing that we do, is we do keep track of their statistics here in Gauntlet. And believe it or not, this is Dylan's 3rd match this season. Whereas for Scottobozo, this is Scottobozo's 10th match. And Scottobozo has been quite the asset to the Aux Cords. He's won 7 out of his 9 matches so far. So Dylan, in his 3rd match ever, if he's able to hand Scottobozo a loss here, that would be huge for the Millionaires. Not only handing a loss here, the Millionaires avoid a mercy rule situation, but that does kind of set up or take some pressure off of the captain's match, where Miles is not put in a must-win situation for a chance at forcing a sudden death. True. Scotto at the end of last game said more Gauntlet RNG. Totally forgot that that was a thing. But bring it on. We love Gauntlet RNG. Well, maybe the players might not love it, but I do. But as far as like I said, we were talking about these players and talking about some of their stats this season, and when it comes to the average score that Scottobozo is coming into 29 with over the season so far, he's at 946. I mean, 946 in of itself for an average 29 score, and that's over the course of all the games that he's played so far this season. And that's over the course of 41 games. That in of itself is absolutely ridiculous. And if we look at Dylan's average score, it's, even though he's played fewer games, we're looking at a 1,047,000. So in terms of how close these two players are when it's talking about just some statistics that we've taken over the season, they are incredibly strong and are able to play well. It's just that last game in particular, we saw some really tough pace sequences, and Dylan even said it himself in the chat, a lot of awkward misdrops. But we're not seeing any of that happen in this game. Scotto actually does have the pace lead, but it's 413 to 416. A phenomenal game being played right now. And if things keep it up, we're looking at kind of where the average transition is for both of these players. So playing towards their average performance, which when you put it that way, it doesn't necessarily sound all that great. When you consider how high their averages are, I mean, it's good to hit your average. I mean, it's not necessarily the best to fall below your average. It's definitely good to hit it. And now Scotto actually going to be forced to do some burns, so this does give Dylan the lead. And with 4 Tetrises remaining for, well, no longer 4 Tetrises, 3 Tetrises remaining for both players, we're going to be barreling towards level 19. And this is incredibly close. As long as these two players keep exchanging Tetrises, we're going to be able to see them transition only a couple thousand points apart. 556 to 557. There's the Tetris, an immediate transition to a roll grip switch. There's a 559 for Dylan, so he trails by 1 Tetris upon transitioning. Either way, it's still close. Another Tetris over there for Dylan. 607 and now 606. A Tetris going to be scored over there for Scotto as Dylan's taking a couple of burns going into level 20. However, Scotto experienced a couple of misdrops, so he's not going to be able to score Tetrises until the board is dealt with. And it looks like we're going to be waiting a little bit for that long bar. Scotto's still looking for a way to get the well into a scoring position. Can't find it. 640 to 641. Now both players at 641. However, Dylan is in scoring position. Scotto is not. There's a Tetris over there for Dylan taking the lead. Scotto's still trying to find a way to get back into a scoring position. Those pieces are going to help out tremendously. Well is open now for Dylan. A Tetris will be scored. 693 now for Dylan. 648 for Scotto. Remember, the match is on the line. Scotto needs to win this game to force a decider. Dylan needs to win this game to tie up the overall match score. Scotto knocks down a Tetris. Goes up to 677. Both players beyond max pace here. Looking at 1.1 territory for Dylan. Oh, but that left side is not territory that anyone wants to be in. Dylan gets the eyepiece over. Wants to get another clutch 5-tap over here for Dylan. And follows up with another clutch 5-tap. But hold on. This is getting dangerous. Scotto hits the clutch 5-tap as well. Dylan needs to find a way to downstack. Gets the piece all the way over to the right. What is going on? This survival is ludicrous. It's insane, but it might not come to any avail. Dylan tops out at 735. Scotto a couple points away. He needs 736. Hold on a second. This could get dangerous. The well is covered. Wait a second. Scotto needs 736. 736 is what Scotto needs. He needs to find a couple more lines. 732, 733, 734. And the triple is going to conclude it. Scotto brings it to a decider. Absolutely ridiculous. Startup A. Thank you for the 500 bits. We are officially in reverse sweep territory. Holy cow, dude. We got the water going. Oh my freaking gosh, man. I heckin' love Gauntlet, dude. All right, both players are ready for game number 5. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. this is it. No more games remain in this set. Dylan was able to take the first 2 games, but Scotto surviving almost the same kind of situation Dylan encountered. And now here it is, game 5. Scotto, all the momentum, all the wind in his sails, looking to perform that reverse sweep. Dylan looking to close it out here and now and tie up the match between the Millionaires and the Aux Cords. It was very close game leading up into the transition of the last game. And then Dylan was able to break away due to Scotto having just some early mishaps. Nothing necessarily fatal, but it was enough for Dylan to find some efficiency, and then things got out of control, and even though Dylan was able to survive just a little bit longer, Scotto clutching out a survival up top and a triple to finish it. Takes us to where we are now. Game number 5. Both players with an identical opening score, 117 to 116. And looks like things are going to be stable here in the decider. Scotto kind of finding trouble being able to score per se as consistently as Dylan at the moment. At the same time, as we just saw, anything can happen. The survival that both of these players have been able to display, and we've seen kind of a shift in Scotto's strategy. If you looked at the first 2 games, the games that Dylan won, Scotto decided to switch to rolling around level 21. It worked out for him well in game 1, but in game 2, it led to a very uncomfortable misdrop and was unable to recover. In the past 2 games, Scotto realized the position that he was in, and then he decided to immediately switch to rolling as soon as we hit the level 19 speeds. Oh, Dylan, very aggressive going for that J placement. That's a incredibly uncomfortable hang. It's a good opportunity for Scotto. Oh. Dylan. Oh no! I think that's going to be fatal. Dylan tops out at 222. Scotto completes the reverse sweep. And the Aux Cords now lead 2-0. What a heartbreaker. The aggression, trying to get that left built out, hanging the piece, and not really able to find just ways to burn down with the pieces that happened afterwards. And it looked like he started the roll a little bit too late. But it's not over. We could see Dylan come back in sudden death if we make it to sudden death. And that's determinant on this next match between our captains, Miles and Rawmations. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Holy cow, dude. Like, I know I've been saying it a lot, but I've missed Gauntlet. I really have. Like, I've been itching to commentate some matches. To kind of like be myself, you know? By the way, if you want to get pinged on all things related to Gauntlet and such, type exclamation Gauntlet, and you'll be able to join the Gauntlet Discord server. Also, you can join my own Discord server, exclamation Discord, and if you use the, or if you assign yourself the Sharky casting role, you will also get pinged anytime I host a Gauntlet match in particular. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being patient. It is time for our captain's match between Ramations and Miles. Let me kind of paint you a picture of the situation. The Aux Cords are up 2-0. If Ramation wins this, they officially mercy roll the Millionaires, and the Millionaires have no chance of winning this match. But if Miles wins this, then it comes down to game number 4, or match number 4 rather, where Cole has to play Kitten. And if Cole beats Kitten, we see them in a sudden death. Now that you guys know the situation, both of the players are going to be finishing up their warm-up shortly. So let's go ahead and get them checked out. And of course, I'm going to actually be able to do predictions this time. All right, you got the ready for Miles. What the hell, Ramations? How the freak did you do that? Bro, it's actually wild. All right, we got it ready from both players. It is time to get the captain's match underway. Can Miles give the Millionaires some hope, or will Rawmations shut them out and possibly secure the Aux Cords in the playoffs? Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. See, both players starting off with an ST. So, same piece sets has been confirmed. And wow, really tricky pieces over here for Rawmation's particular board. And throughout all that, Miles is able to find 2 Tetrises. Kind of speaking to just the way that he was able to stack the opener. But Rawmations finds his 2 Tetrises as Miles is currently burning. Gonna be taking a triple. And yes, just like clockwork, a little bit of Gauntlet RNG there. Testing the players, seeing how they manage the pieces, or lack thereof. Of course, Miles and Rawmations, both Gauntlet veterans at this point. Miles been playing since Season 1, when he was first a part of the TCGI. Then became the captain of the Millionaires and led them to a victory in the Overdrive season following those playoffs. Rawmations became the leader of the Aux Cords following Opox's absence last year. And through a shocking performance from the Sparks Aminos, was unable to progress out of round 1 of the playoffs. However, we could be looking at a different story. Despite having a little bit of a slower start at the beginning of the season, the Aux Cords have certainly turned things around, find themselves currently at the 4th position here with 8 and 6. I believe that should be knocked down to 5th because I believe the Wavy Ones won their matchup against the Team Eternal. So they're looking to kind of stay tied with Team Eternal in that aspect. I believe if the Aux Cords are able to win this match and one more, they are guaranteed to be in the playoffs. As of right now, let's talk about this game because it's off to a pretty good start over here for Rawmations. 285. Miles kind of slowed down a little bit after a favorable opener, going to be at 236. And Rawmations really throwing those eye pieces over to the left-hand side. During warm-ups, we saw mechanically what Rawmations was capable of. And Miles is going to utilize this opportunity and just build, or rather, chase down the active lead that Rawmations has. Rawmations is set up for this dirty Tetris. Ooh, I like the burns that Rawmations is going for. Oh, nice adjustment. And a dirty Tetris is found. 328 for Miles, 319 for Rawmations. Rawmations trying to get set up for another dirty Tetris. Nice skims, another dirty Tetris is found. Miles finds a clean one. Just unfortunate timing on these bars for these players here. Miles opts for the Tetris, however, is not going to be able to score after this. Would love an L piece, gets an I piece instead. So we'll see what Miles' approach is. Deciding to just go ahead and burn it out. Another Tetris for Rawmations, 415. Nice maneuvering over there from Rawmations. Getting that T-tuck in that particular position is not necessarily the easiest thing, mechanically speaking, to do on level 18, or any level for that matter. It's very easy to make a misdrop and be forced to burn an exorbitant amount of lines. However, Miles actually is going to be able to tie things up. No Tetris for Ramations. And just very uncooperative pieces. Oh. Ramations could try and go for... No, not going to go for it. We're about to head into the level 19 transition, and it looks like it's going to be Miles the one with the advantage. And there it is, Ramations transitions 481. Miles transitions 545. So Tetris for Miles. Ramations not quite in a Tetris ready position. Would love that J piece. And just gonna take the triple. Not even gonna try and set up for a dirty. That's the Tetris for Ramations. Miles looking for that J piece as well. Finds the J piece and an I. Perfect combination and a perfect Tetris to boot. 597 now for Miles. 522 for Ramations. Ramations is double J dependent, but finds one J piece and was able to find the other for a J piece dependency that was just created. Both players waiting now on this long bar. Miles couldn't use it, but Ramations could. Another Tetris for Ramations. Miles is Tetris ready though. Putting up the long bar. Tetris for Miles. And another Tetris for Miles. 656 to now 583. But a long bar dependency over there for Miles. And now an awkward setup. Both players on level 22. Wait, hold on. No way. Miles finds a way to actually potentially convert this into a dirty left flow Tetris. Such versatility on Miles' part. And just like that, a couple of burns, and he could get down to the bottom. Miles is looking for a specific setup. No freaking way. If he gets an eyepiece, he does. There it is. Tetris for Miles. Way to be efficient and also deal with just unfavorable board states. However, it's still a very close game. Both players separated by around 40,000 or 50,000 points. So around 2 Tetrises is what Ramations trails by. Knocks down a Tetris and is looking for another. Tetris over there for Ramations. Miles executes the O-Tuck, knocks down a Tetris, set up for another. Ramations now at 803 has taken the lead, but is ahead by a full level. Miles answers back with a Tetris of his own. But so does Ramations, 835 to now 818. No Tetris over there for Miles, goes up to 849. No Tetris for Miles, 880. But Ramations going to counter with one of his own, 868. Trying to be as close to Miles as possible, but a misdrop, but it was actually a bit setup. Great adaptability over there on Ramations' parts. Miles fills in the long bar dependency. He's Tetris ready and knocks down a Tetris. 914 to now 874. No Tetris for Miles, 2 away from the max. Ramations 3 away. Great tuck. Ramations knocks down a Tetris. Miles, ooh, looks like he wasn't possibly the wrong piece. Another Tetris over there for Miles. Both players 1 Tetris away from the max. Then we head into level 29. No Tetris for Miles. There it is. A20 to A16. Ramations 6 is at 29 with an A17. Miles preparing to transition to 29. Knocks down a Tetris. And follows up with another one. 892 is Miles' score going into level 29. We have A63 for Ramations. Miles to set up for a Tetris and knocks it down. B29 for Miles. Ramations trying to get the board in a good spot. Miles is set up for another Tetris, knocks it down. Now the left side must be addressed. Ramations is set up for a Tetris, but he has a long bar dependency at column 3. He knocks down a Tetris and is able to try and deal with this dependency, utilizing those pieces. Would love to get an L piece, finds an I piece instead. B12 to now C13. Miles currently, oh, beautiful flat bar burn over there for Miles. Now both players trying to get Tetris ready. Ooh, that stack over here for Ramations looking good. Miles with a misdrop, so Ramations, a prime opportunity has presented itself. Makes an adjustment, but unable to get the eyepiece over to the right-hand side. Goes for a skip, and another Tetris going to be scored for Ramations. Miles now in trouble. He needs to get this well opened. Able to hit the 5-tap. Follows up with a Tetris. C76 to now B72. A 100,000 point lead over here for Miles currently. As right now, Ramations' beautiful split double. And there's another Tetris for Miles in the center well. But hold on, things might get a little bit scary. Miles with a hang. He needs to get an eyepiece over to the left. He needs something. And now Miles is in danger. Can he find a way to down stack out of this? D23 from Miles. B88 for Ramations. Make that C30. Miles fighting for his life here. And he's making it work. Holy cow. Can he hit the 5-tap? Does he get an eyepiece to hit the 5-tap? No, he doesn't. He's forced to take a couple of burns. Very uncomfortable setup. Miles might be done here. He's doing the best that he can. Trying to go for any skims that he can find. Only a couple more 1,000 points. Miles tops out at D41. That's the score that Ramations needs. D42. There's a Tetris. Brings him up to D33. Ramations. Only a couple thousand more points would do it. One more burn line. And there it is. Ramation takes game number 1. Completing basically a real-time 100,000 point plus chase down. What a game. Oh yeah, by the way, players, make sure you have a double kill screen turned on. I forgot to mention that. Oh my gosh, F09. Wait, no way. Oh my gosh! 3 lines off of the first level 40. Holy cow. Or first level 40 in Gauntlet. F16 though. That is ridiculous. Game 1 goes to Ramations. Gosh dang, bro. That's insane. Players, just increment the first 2, and then when y'all ready, we can get this counted down. All right, we got it ready from both players. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. We go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Nail biter of a game. Miles had the lead going into 29, but following some very dangerous situations, was unable to find a way to survive. And just a couple of placements that were a bit awkward. But that's just game number 1. And we've seen from Scott Obozo previously, it's not about how you start, but how you finish. Still, what a game that was. An F16 from Ramations. And, you know, with Gauntlet being on its hiatus during the active CTWC season, that means that we do have an interesting situation that is happening with our players, in that a lot of them has gotten a lot better since the last official Gauntlet match being hosted. And we kind of seen that be demonstrated across all the levels that have been played today. But, of course, Game 2 is now underway, and we are pretty, well, we were pretty, even. I guess if a long bar does come over here for Ramations, it's gonna be a triple, not a Tetris. Had to burn out of Tetris readiness. Ooh, nice tuck over there for Ramations. The board was starting to get up a little bit high, but things seem to be fine. There's no Tetris over there for Ramations. 195 to now, or make that 218 now 207. Ramations once again going to be ahead in lines, and we've seen this happen because Ramations just been playing higher than Miles. 276 now for Miles, 242 for Ramations. Seems like both players are going to be pretty comfortable here. Actually, we got quite a hefty amount of long bars here in the beginning. Players are looking at over 30 long bars at this point. And nice burns over there for Ramations. Able to keep the board intact just in time for that long bar. And same was able to be done over there for Miles. So, a little bit of a kind of sketchy drought there. Oh, great delay burn on the Z-Vert over there for Miles. The Ramations temporarily set up a bit, but then does a couple of tucks and a couple of spins to help burn it down and fill it out completely. The way that both of these players have been stacking this 18 has been incredibly fascinating and very creative. A lot of last-second decisions in order to try and both mitigate the droughts whenever they come in and at the same time maintain a very high level of efficiency. Because this is 487 and now 457. Miles does have a Tetris lead real time, 2 Tetris leads beyond real in terms of pace. Maybe 2.5. Because this is 510 from Miles. Miles looking for an L or a J. Finally finds something. I was looking a bit unfavorable. Now the board can get stabilized. Actually, those pieces are perfect. That's the exact sequence that Miles was looking for some level of stabilization. Now it just needs a J piece to help fulfill the center. There's the J piece. Now just going to be waiting on the next I piece. Ramations able to get pieces in their desired locations, and Miles with the approval, the adjustment on the S, the adjustment on the O. Phenomenal play over there from Miles. 626 at the moment. And looks like Ramations is going to transition with an uncomfortable board. And those burns, Miles. Oh, wow. Insane adjustment. One more Tetris remains for Miles. Ramations transitions at 583. And Miles transitions with a 674. He saw what Ramations did in game 1, and he said, all right, I'm just going to do one better. However, this is the level 19 part of this game. It is far from over. We still got a lot more to go. And Ramations trying to get the board under control. We already have 700,000 over here for Miles. 725 to be exact. Ramations, what does he go for here? He's trying to hold out for an eyepiece, but an eyepiece is not falling where he would like it. So he's not able to score this dirty Tetris. But no, there it is. Dirty Tetris for Ramations. 633 to now 754. Another Tetris going to be scored for Miles. Going to go up to 781. J-piece dependent, but he's keeping the stack low, keeping the stack in a great position. Finds that J-piece. Actually, 2 J-pieces. And he get a third. That eyepiece is going to work. And great delay burn. Tetris over there for Miles. 838 to Ramations. 663. Ramations is not having a bad game. This would be considered maxed out pace by 29. It's just Miles is on a terrifying game. And he's even going for the aggressive placements on the left. He's refusing to burn. He takes a double there. Knocks down 1 Tetris. Set up for another. Knocks down that as well. 899. Oh, he set up for a third. Knocks down that one as well. 927 for Miles here on level 23. And a 782 for Ramations. What is happening right now? Another Tetris for Miles. And another one for Miles. 988 right now. Ramations answers back with one on going into level 25. But is now long bar dependent. Miles Oh, that's perfect. Max out in the level 25 for Miles at A20. He sets up the delay burn. Another Tetris for Miles. Finds the adjustment to accommodate the O. Gets Tetris ready, and another Tetris for Miles. A84. Ramations is at 862 at 895. This is a good game for Ramations. It's just not A85. Holy cow. Hold on, but now Miles experiencing some complications. There it is, B18 for Miles. Let's see how he decides to deal with this. Oh my gosh. What a solve. I didn't even think, whoa. B27 now for Miles, 965 for Ramations. If Ramations finds one more Tetris, he will have maxed out. And he's setting up, there it is. 80 points away from a max. Now there's the max out. A02 for Ramations, B28 for Miles. Miles takes the safety triple. There's another Tetris for Miles, B71. Another Tetris for Miles, C06. There's another Tetris for Miles, C40. But hold on. He actually finds the long bar. Sets up the burn. Miles transitions to 29 with a C42. Knocks down a Tetris. Ramations at B16. He is able to actually make up some considerable ground, but now he knows he's down by over 150,000 points. Miles is set up for another Tetris. This is ridiculous. Hold on. He's hitting the 5 taps too. These S pieces finding their mark. He's going to take the triple. Ramations in a little bit of danger. Needs to find a way to open up the well. The well is now open. Can he bring... Oh, there it is. The Tetris over there for Ramations. But now Miles in trouble. He needs that eyepiece and he needs it soon. He needs something to burn. He finds one burn. But, oh no. This board is getting out of control. Miles finding these 5 taps over to the left. The accuracy on these placements are ridiculous over here from Miles. Another crucial 5-tap hit. Can Miles survive? Look at that, a split double. This is ridiculous. What is even happening? Miles is down stacking this. Oh my gosh. D31 to now B98. Ramations currently split double. Miles is out of it. Holy cow. What even? Another Tetris for Miles, D84. Ramations back into a little bit of a fishy situation, but he opens up the well, knocks out a Tetris. C64, Miles running into a little bit of a slowdown, but it's fine. He survived. The board is all the way down at the bottom. Ramations set up for a Tetris. Knocks out a Tetris, but now has some complications. He's not going to be able to score until these complications are dealt with. Now Miles experiencing some complications of his own too. Finds the O-piece. O-piece makes his mark over to there to the left-hand side. Miles is now Tetris ready. E14 makes that E57 following a Tetris from Miles. And now Ramations is set up for a Tetris. Miles knocks down another one. FO2. But now Ramations fighting back. E11. 2 Tetrises is what separates them. There's the Tetris E57 for Ramations. Miles, oh my gosh. It looks like he was trying to stuff for the dirty Tetris. He needs the long board. He needs one now. FO6 over there for Ramations. Miles is out the dig. What is even happening? F64 to now FO4. Ramations needs 2 Tetrises here. Or Miles can actually deliver a dagger. There's the Tetris over there for Ramations. But he has no way towards super kill screen. Ramations can try and get a couple more lives. But Miles clutches out game number 2. And a rollover to boot. Holy freaking cow. F70 to a 1.645. Who could ask for a better game 2? Miles ties up the set. 1-1. Holy cow, I miss Gauntlet, dude. I freaking miss Gauntlet, man. Gosh, damn, that was insane. Oh my freaking gosh, dude. A rollover is a 1.6. Hold on. I need more water. Nah, bro. That dig from Miles, that was absolutely mental. Holy freaking cow, dude. That's like that's Miles TikTok clip right there. Oh my freaking gosh. That was insane. What the freaking heck, bro? Players obviously taking a breather. I mean, heck, I need a breather. That was ridiculous. That was absolutely freaking wild. All right. We do have it ready from both players. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Absolutely ridiculous. But we are now tied 1-1. Just after a game like that, it's just a moment to kind of like cool down and relax, because that was some amazing pre and post from Miles, and then the post play from both players was insane. Ramations almost had the comeback too. Absolutely ridiculous. But of course, as commonly echoed by Van Dweller and other commentators now, was a best of 5 is now a best of 3. Whoever wins this next game will maintain a definite advantage going into game number 4. And remember the context of the situation. Out of these two players, Miles has the most pressure on him. If the Millionaires are to win this match, Miles has to start it right here by defeating Ramations. And then it'll be up to Cole to bring them into sudden death. $285 for Ramations, $301 for Miles. And interesting. Miles, decides to commit both long bars over there on the left-hand side, and it's going to be perfectly fine. $330 to now $348. Both players looking pretty strong going into this second half of the pre-transition. Ramations taking a couple of conservative burns, want to bring the stack into a more workable position. And Miles just forced to do a lot of burning, but it's not all bad because we are actually in quite the drought here. Oh? How does Miles resolve this? You know, typical Gauntlet RNG moment. Ramations, though, is going to be able to utilize this moment, take the real-time lead. Miles holding out for the eyepiece, does find it. Ooh, a couple of misdrops. You can kind of see what he was going for. But fortunately, just didn't pan out in his favor. And that actually might be enough to wipe out Miles' advantage. He had the pace advantage going into this kind of like almost 100 line marker. And yeah, there it is. Miles' advantage has been completely wiped out. Raumation's narrowly avoiding getting wiped out himself. The timing on these eyepieces is just not favorable for Raumations right now. The well has been covered every single time he wanted to score, but there's one. Yo, Ivory, thank you for the Twitch Prime. You get a chance, you gotta go and look at the last game. Actually ridiculous. Raumation's fighting for survival right now. We are closing on the transition. This is not a safe board whatsoever. Oh, this could actually be deadly. Hold on a second. Oh, no. Raumations, I'm not sure he can do anything up this high. Raumations tops out at 499. Miles is good for game number 2. Or his second game, but game number 3 overall. The Millionaires have life in them. Yo, Shane, thank you so much for the Prime sub. All right, both players are already ready. Okay, Ivory. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Miles, one game away from giving the Millionaires a fighting chance here in this match. Raumation's one game away from bringing us to a decider. Let's see, which path is it that we will take? Start things off, Raumations does have the advantage. He's able to play the opener a bit better than Miles. But what we have seen from at least the past 2 games, Miles has been the one to have the better 18. I mean, game 2 in particular, that's going to go down as one of the most historic games of the season, of at least the regular season. Ooh, wait. Oh, I thought Miles was going to go and try and set up for the bits. Because there is a bit set up there, but it's probably wise not to do so. However, he's not finding any piece to kind of deal with this efficiently. A lot of burns forced on Miles' part here. And Miles just really struggling with these pieces at the moment. So Raumation's able to take the lead pretty convincingly here in the beginning. There's a Tetris for Raumations, and he's going to be able to score a second one. definitely going to be one of our more so struggle games here from Miles. Just unable to get just in that kind of consistent scoring position. Oh, all right, there's an adjustment. T-piece works here. Nice adjustment. Another L or an I piece would be beautiful. There's that L piece. And Miles is going to be trailing by 150,000 points already. And there it is. Miles is clean. Knocks down a Tetris. 270 for Miles. 398 for Ramations. Ramations actually running into a notable slowdown. It's not going to be enough for Miles to gain back the lead in its entirety. It should allow Miles to close the gap by a Tetris or two. .503 now for Ramations, 367 for Miles. Miles stacking up high. Does find the Tetris, and so does Ramations. 528 to now 438. Another Tetris will be scored for Ramations. 2 Tetrises remain for Ramations, 1 for Miles. Miles goes for the S flat. Nice adjustment. Miles transitions at 466, keeping the board clean. Ramations transitions at 621. So 130,000 point deficit is what Miles is going to have to face up against. Especially with how these players have been playing 29, Miles is really going to have to focus here if he wants to close things out here and now. Don't want to give Ramations that one game, that one momentum going into the decider. You've seen in this match today alone how much momentum can help change things. But we'll see if Miles has anything to say about that. 697 for Ramations, 572 for Miles. Beautiful flat eye burn right there as he knocks in a Tetris, and so does Ramations. So far, things just looking pretty clean. Ramations, of course, maintaining this lead. Miles at 655, down by 100,000 points, but is also ahead by about a Tetris and a half in terms of lines. So around that 130,000 point deficit is going to remain true for a bit. Ooh, but hold on. Ramations actually encountering some issues here. This is an opportunity for Miles. Ramations is going to be able to burn out following that eyepiece. But Miles successfully closes the gap. 715 and now 795. No Tetris for Ramations and a Tetris for Miles. Miles goes into level 24, knocks down another one, 775 now for Miles, as Ramations is at 853. Tetris going into level 24. The play is clean, waiting on the eyepiece. There it is for Miles. And Ramations with the adjustment there. I kind of like that approach. He's going to be able to mitigate any kind of bad pieces, having that double wide. He knows he has the lead, doesn't want to let a situation allow Miles to get back in this. But Miles is only down by 3 Tetrises. There's 1 Tetris. Uncomfortable O piece, but Miles finds a way to deal with it. And now Ramations split triple. And a couple more burn lines. Miles is back in this. 906 to now 992. So, both players, even line count. There's a dirty Tetris and a well transfer over there for Miles. We're heading into the level 29 transition shortly. We already have the max out for Ramations. One more Tetris will give us the max out for Miles. There's the max for Miles. A08 to now A59. The board's looking pristine. The placement's immaculate. There's another Tetris over there for Miles and a Tetris for Rawmations. Tetris for Miles, one more available to him. Trying to keep that left in a good spot. Miles brings us into level 29 with a B15. Rawmations brings us into level 29 with a B71. Miles with the real-time lead at B87. Rawmations having to get the board under control. Miles going to bring the stack down. Remember, this is a must-win position for Rawmations, and he's going to get off to a great start here on level 29. Knocked in a Tetris, taking the lead back from Miles. CO1 to now C15. Miles really trying to build out that left, and now he's trying to get Tetris ready. Rawmations in the process of down stacking. Miles now Tetris ready, knocks in a Tetris, takes the lead back for Rawmations. C43 for Miles, C24 for Rawmations. Rawmations gonna potentially, oh no, a little bit of mishap over there. Miles does have the lead, so Rawmations has to dig out of this. That left side needs to be addressed. Nice placements. Needs to get access to the hole in column 5. Great survivability over here from Rawmations. Miles knocks in a Tetris. Goes up to D33, and just like that, things flipped. A 100,000 point lead now in Rawmations' favor, or not Rawmations, Miles' favor. There's another Tetris for Miles. D77 and now C55. Rawmations now getting set up for the Tetris. Looking for a good piece to go for a skim. Trying to go for any safe setups. There it is, another Tetris for Rawmations. D04, Miles now at D90. Rawmations set up for another Tetris. Putting up with the long bar now. Good placements. Goes for the triple. Another Tetris for Miles. Goes up to E at 36. Miles sets up for another one here on level 35. Goes for a flat burn. Another Tetris for both. E81 to now D67. Rawmations now back against the wall. He knows he has to go for it. Nice survival and Tetrises for both players. F29 for Miles. Another Tetris over there for Rawmations. E54. Another Tetris for Miles. F75 and Miles hits the 5-tap. Rawmations now in down stacking mode. This left side is a huge concern, but he hits the 5-tap on the eyepiece. He needs to get out of this. Miles already about to have another rollover. Beautiful flat burn, but a hand! Is that fatal? Is that it? Rawmations can't do anything. Miles takes game number 4. The Millionaires have hope here in this match. Phenomenal game. Miles takes it 3-1. And the Millionaires get on the board with a point. Sudden death is now officially on the table. But it all comes down to our next match between Cole and Kitten. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Yo, Tetris Wars, you're just in time, but y'all missed the captain's match. Y'all gotta go back and look at game 2 and game 4 of Dalmatians versus Miles. Y'all gotta go back and look at that one. Oh, it feels so good to be back in Gauntlet, dude. Mari, you missed one of the best captains games because 2 and 4 were pretty good. You missed one of the best ones this season. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our final match of tonight. We're going to be having Cole versus Kitten. After a nail-biting captain's match, Miles was able to clutch out a victory for the Millionaires, meaning that sudden death is on the table. But if Kitten is able to defeat Cole, the Aux Cords take this match, and I believe they punch their ticket into the playoffs, confirmed. However, if Cole is able to win this, then we go into a sudden death where neither the captains will be playing. What's gonna happen? Let's go find out. Players, would you like same piece sets? All right, Cole says SPS. All right, let me get your seed. There you go. Falco Epsilon, Delta Charlie, 55. Dude, this has been an amazing freaking gauntlet match, dude. What about you guys in chat, for those of you that have been watching? Have you guys been enjoying tonight's festivities? I say festivities, but enjoying tonight's match. All right. Once I got it ready from Kitten, we'll be able to get them counted down. All right. We got it ready from both players. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. We go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. You already got a start from Cole. Wait, no, start from Kitten. I'll give a refresh just in case. Oh, no, we did get a start from Kitten. So, now, there's pressure on both of these players. Kitten's in a must-win situation, or else we'll have a sudden death, and Cole's in a much with. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of. That was a lot of S pieces. But right now, Cole surviving. 104 now for Cole. 96,000 for Kitten. Stands right now, it looks like Kitten is going to have a pretty advantageous opener. I mean, those pieces are going to be a little bit problematic. And this is actually going to cause Kitten a slowdown here. This is going to be a bit tricky. Basically, all of Kitten's established advantage is going to disappear. Man, that was a lot of burns. So much so that Kitten is almost caught up to Cole on lines. As both players waiting for the next long bar. Oh, we love our dose of Gauntlet RNG. As Kitten's still trying to weather this drought. Wow. Nice J piece there. The well is covered. And oh, can't find the adjustment to open up in time. But a Tetris will still get scored by Kitten. Nasty drought right there. All in all, 258 for Cole, 245 for Kitten. And oh, Kitten, or not Kitten, Cole not able to get the piece all the way over. All right, Cole should be fine. Was able to get an eye piece to fill in the eye piece dependency. And Kitten now experiencing complications yet again. And this particular board is actually complicated enough. There's not an immediate quick resolution. Kitten's just going to have to kind of like burn this way throughout. Oh no. This has gotten complicated really quickly. Those pieces is going to help tremendously. Good T piece, another L piece is going to help. Looking for an L or a J. Cole will transition after the next 2 Tetrises, if he can find both of them, of course. There's a Tetris for Cole, one more available. There's a dirty Tetris for Kitten. And Cole would transition at 451. Kitten looking to transition at most a 391. Set up for one last Tetris. And there it is. Kitten will transition at 391. Cole a level ahead, but with over almost 100,000 point advantage. Waiting for this long bar. There's the Tetris for Kitten. It's a nasty drought over here. Another Tetris for Kitten. Cole needs this eyepiece. He needs something. Oh my gosh, the survival from Cole. No freaking way. Able to get pieces where they need to go, well as open, and gets rewarded with a Tetris. That is what she... Dude, what is up with the Millionaires just doing the most insane survival today? And Kitten's gonna die to that same point. Cole takes game number 1. That was a nasty drought on level 20 through 21. I don't know how long it was, but it was a nasty one. Gosh damn, dude. I'm gonna refresh both streams real quick. So I have a clean recording. Dude, that drought was terrifying. Yeah, I wanted to refresh the stream, or I didn't want to refresh the stream because I evidently would have missed some kind of content. And so when I say I want a clean recording, I want I want to have it play all the way through. Cause there's a lot of stuff that happened this match that is highlight worthy. But after all that, Cole did take game number 1. So he gets the first badge of the match. You got it ready from Kitten. Once we got an increment and a ready from Cole, we're good to go. Okay. You got it ready from both players. That is not a 3. Oh my god. Oh, let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. There we go. So, Cole was able to have quite the advantage going into level 19, but a nasty drought on level 20 almost topped out Cole. And it was that same drought that evidently would end up topping out Kitten. But Cole is now 2 games away from forcing a sudden death. Start this game. We're off to a pretty nice opener. Great adjustment over there from Cole. Kitten will have a 1 Tetris advantage. And oh, Kitten over-adjusted. Really wanted to utilize that eyepiece for a Tetris. And as a result, especially following the misdrop, we are now at a tie game position. Not anymore. But eyepiece would be ideal here. Or not eyepiece, an O-piece. And looks like Cole's actually just going to go for row 2. So both players encountering some level of issues here in like the 20-ish line mark. And Cole's going to confront his issues by building up a row 2. Kitten's going to confront theirs by staying clean. Z-spin is going to be hit for Cole though. Couple of tough pieces over here for Kitten. So burns are going to be forced, which means this is a perfect opportunity for Cole to kind of recuperate some of that lead. As a matter of fact, Cole has now taken the lead and will have the lead. Oh, interesting. Cole actually decides to commit to the row 2. That LPs could have been used to burn out. And decided not to use it for that purpose. These are some really tricky pieces. Kitten is back in a scoring position. Cole does get the eyepiece over there to the left. Good J piece. Looks like Cole's going to be back into a safer position, but the lead has been lost. 273 for Kitten, 234 for Cole. Oh, I love that burn over there from Cole. Could have gone for a flat eye burn with the second eyepiece, but that burn from Cole was brilliantly set up. There's a Tetris for Kitten and a Tetris for Cole as players get to our 2/3 mark through level 18. Cole. Tetris ready. Both players are. Knocks down a Tetris and finds the Z-vert placement. Just like that, it's going to be clean and able to score another Tetris. 340 to now 395. Another Tetris over there is going to be scored for Cole. 387. Cole is ahead in line, so we do got to... Oh my gosh! No way Cole found that adjustment. That is ridiculous. What a find over there from Cole. Being able to hit those adjustments last second. Especially if it leads to just a slight increased efficiency. It's definitely impressive. We are about to head into the level 19 transition. Cole with 2 Tetrises to give. Now only 1. Cole's not going to find it. Transitions at 443. Needs this eyepiece. Oh, another tough survival position over there for Cole. Oh, he doesn't rotate the T-piece. Cole at the top of the board. Needs to get an eyepiece over there to the right-hand side. Flat placement. All right, L or J. Can't find anything. Cole tops it at 449. Kitten ties up the match. 1-1. right, we got it ready from both players. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Game number 3. We've seen so many today. We've had 0 sweeps in today's matches. We did get a reverse sweep, but as far as clean sweeps go, we've had none. And that trend is going to continue. But to start things off, both players, same amount of burns, same amount of Tetrises. Different stacks though. Of course, when it comes to these players in particular, especially when we talk about Cole, Cole is one of the few players in Gauntlet that has managed to maintain a 100% transition rate to level 19. And that's a 100% transition rate to level 19 over the course of 30 games. If that doesn't speak to the level of consistency, then I don't know what will. Of course, that was also Cole before we went on our little hiatus. Cole is definitely a much stronger player now. I mean, making it to top 16 in CTWC, that's got to count for something. And of course, Kitten, kind of joining in the season later on, has actually had a pivotal role in the Aux Cords' success. Is currently 3-0 with a game record of 9-6. And as far as transition rates go, Kitten transitions around 85% of the time. So might not be 100, but still quite high. Of course, where things are going to get interesting is whenever we get to the post transition. We haven't had a prolonged game in the post yet, but it's possible that we see one either in this game or the next, because we're guaranteed to get at least 2 games here. However, hopefully this game doesn't come to an abrupt end, Kitten having to do some burning, as Cole is been perfectly fine and playing just really well. Well is open for Kitten. Ooh, Kitten actually goes for the T double. A more conservative way of playing that. Brings the stack down by 2, so it does work out in terms of just trying to lower the board height. 270 now for Kitten, 293 for Cole. So Cole with a 1 Tetris lead. No, Tetris is going to be scored over there for Kitten. 296 and now 295. And the way things stand right now, it's a very chill level 18, so to speak. $368 to now $365. Kitten able to find a Tetris somewhere. Cole's going to be able to build up a little bit of separation, though. An L piece dependency glaring right there in the center. Cole does find a Tetris and would love to get an S piece. And one of the few times you actually want one of those, doesn't find it. And of course, S piece comes when it is actually the most unfavorable piece for Cole's board. Kitten actually going to be able to utilize this opportunity and take a minor lead. Four 444 to now 421. We are closing on a level 19 transition. No Tetris is going to be scored over there from Cole. Transition is almost here. Two Tetrises remain available for Kitten. Two Tetrises available for Cole, but it's likely that he only finds one. There's Kitten transitions, 562. Cole transitions, 503. So down by roughly 60,000 points, and not in a board that is the easiest to score consistently from. It looks like Cole is forced to do a lot of burning here. Two eyepieces would be amazing. There's one. Looking for the other. And there it is, a Tetris for Cole. Down by 100,000 points. This Kitten is now at 645. Cole, L-piece dependent. Doesn't find the L-piece. Now I-piece dependent. Does find the I-piece. Kitten just keeping it clean. Just really a suffer post-transition so far for Cole. But another Tetris will be found. And those pieces are going to work out in Cole's favor. Ooh, goes for that T placement. L-piece does come, so that does allow Cole to burn that out. And now Cole's Tetris ready. Tetris for Cole. Kitten starting to get up high. But able to survive. Knocks in a Tetris. 713 and now 614. Another misdrop over there from Cole, and you can see he's not too happy with it. He does knock down the Tetris, but now has to deal with the aftermath of said misdrop. Kitten at 747, Cole at 646. And, oh, Kitten missing the S-spin there. And misses the adjustment to get set up for the Tetris. I mean, it is quite the reactionary adjustment to go for. But this is a prime opportunity for Cole if he can find a way to get an eyepiece. Kitten now in danger. Tetris for Cole. These pieces are good for Kitten, though, finding a way to downstack. Cole is now Tetris ready. And he's able to take advantage of this. Cole is also behind in lines, too. Kitten has brought the stack all the way down to the bottom. And there it is, Tetris for Kitten. Goes up to 804. Cole with a Tetris goes up to 725. And another one goes up to 758. Their Tetris is going to be scored over there for Kitten. Looks like it's going to come down to some 29 play. As far as pace goes, these players are pretty even, given that Kitten had to burn quite a lot. Separated by roughly a half a Tetris in pace. Cole looking for a piece of skim to get Tetris ready. I like that T placement. Board is skim, but it looks like we're running into a drought. Cole's just going to take the triple. Another Tetris was scored over there for Kitten. Does Cole open up the well in time? Well is open, and just in time. Opens up the well right when the drought comes. Kitten goes to level 29 with a 955. Another Tetris for Kitten. And another Tetris for Kitten after hitting a crazy tuck. Cole trying to have a good left, but now 29, very dangerous. Nice, Cole able to get pieces over there to the right. 899 to A46. A couple of Tetrises early on level 19 allowed Kitten to build up a 150,000 point lead, but those misdrops seemingly just out of nowhere. Kitten's gonna have to do one of the best No, I don't think it's possible. Kitten's tops out at A70. Cole, you have a chase down of A71. 80,000 points remain. Oh, setting up for a Tetris. Oh no! Misdrops galore! Cole tops out at AO2. Ran into a drought as well. With that, Kitten is one game away from putting this away for the Aux Cords. All right, we have it ready from both players. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. This is it. Game number 4. Does the match end here? Or do we get one more game to determine if we go to that sudden death? Or if the Aux Cords walk away with their spot in the playoffs potentially clinched. And are ready to start the game. Oh, very complicated pieces. Both players actually in some danger. And both, interestingly enough, okay, there's the Tetris for Cole. Gets the first Tetris of the game. Kitten's able to survive. Would love a J piece. Actually, Commentator's Blessing finds the J piece. And another scare over here for Cole. Not willing to take the double. That's a clean double. Cole not going for the double. That was a clean double. Cole tops out at 34,000. Kitten needs 35. And that Tetris will do it. Game 4 goes to Kitten. And the Aux Cords take the match. 3-1. Cole having his first ever early top out of the season. Truly heartbreaking. A tough seed. And there was the opportunity for an S double. It was a clean double. It wasn't going to leave any kind of residue or the well being covered. But the Aux Cords go back up into 4th place with the same record as the Wavy ones. What a match tonight has been. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for tonight's Gauntlet match. What a return to Gauntlet it has been. I mean, it has been truly phenomenal. I mean, I gotta figure out some ways. Obviously, some of this stuff has got to be highlighted. But once again, thank you all so much for watching, everyone. There's supposed to be one more match I'm gonna be restreaming on Thursday. Between who? I'm still working that out. But keep your eyes peeled. Thursday, earlier time. But yeah, anyways, I'm your favorite underwater host, Sharky. And I'll see you in the next match of Gauntlet Ascension. Alright, now to find someone to raid. Let's see, how much longer is Matt Martin playing for? Is this his last game? This is Matt Martin's last game that we'll raid. But if you're watching on YouTube, either of the YouTube channels or Facebook, this will be it. We'll see you guys on Thursday.